Hello, everyone, and welcome to the ADP Center for Learning Technologies workshop on LinkedIn. Today's question is, are you LinkedIn? This workshop is the intro to your professional profile and digital footprint. Let's jump in. To begin, we'll talk about creating your profile, and then we'll talk about how to get started using the LinkedIn platform, followed by the resume and experience section, which is the meat and potatoes of your profile. And lastly, we'll touch a little bit on how to get social using some of LinkedIn's features for networking and job search. So to begin, for those who don't know, what is LinkedIn? First of all, it's a professional social media platform. Think about the other social media platforms that a lot of us use: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. So LinkedIn is very similar to those in the functionality that you can request to connect with people, such as friends or colleagues, coworkers. You can message people, have conversations with people, and you can also use it for other professional functions such as job searches, connecting with employers, and to post your resume and experience. So it's an online searchable portfolio, meaning employers can look you up by your name. They can see what kind of work you've done in the past, your prior experience. It's a blog host slash publishing site, so you can speak about industry news that maybe you have an interest in, or you can follow other users that post and write blogs about trends and industry information that you are interested in. That leads us to it being an industry news and trends site. It's also an online networking platform, which we previously touched upon. It's a job search engine and a global messaging site because you can reach out to and connect with people from all over the world. So the first thing you would do is go to linkedin.com and create an account, enter your email and password, and join. Here's a pop quiz for everybody though. Out of these answers here, which would be the best email to use when creating your profile? The correct answer would be letter A. The reason is because you want to use a personal email address and not your university or montclair.edu email address, for the reason being, when you graduate Montclair State University and move on to the next chapter, you will lose access to your Montclair edu email address. It will no longer be active for you. So it would be best to use your professional email address when creating your account, and you wouldn't want to use letter C because that comes off as unprofessional. So A would be the correct choice. Best practices say to use your name at gmail.com. So you could put first name underscore last name at gmail.com, or first name dot last name, or perhaps just your last name. But that comes off as more professional. And you can even put your personal email address with your name on your physical resume as well. So let's get started. When you log into your profile, you'll see a page like this as your homepage. If you're a new user, you won't already have a headshot populated, you won't have a title, and you won't have a summary. But to add those things, you would go to the right where it says Edit Public Profile and URL. So you would click on that. Also, before I jump to the next page, I just want to mention you have the ability to add a pronunciation as an audio file of your last name. It can only be done on a mobile device. So your smartphone, for example, you would have to download the LinkedIn app, log into your profile, go to your settings, and you can actually add a recording of yourself pronouncing your last name, and you can put that pronunciation to the right of your name, which it will appear as a microphone. And when someone visits your page, they can click on that and listen to the pronunciation of your name, for those of you who may have names that are kind of hard to pronounce for most people. You can also add your pronouns into the right of your last name as well. Now, if you go to Add Profile section, on the bottom there, that's another way to add a specific section to your profile. Now, when you click on Edit Profile, it'll take you to a page like this. You can edit your custom URL up on the top right. I would recommend deleting the numbers from the end of that URL and just keeping your name as the ending, because you can actually put this link in your resume. So when employers are reviewing it, they can take that link and go straight to your LinkedIn profile and find out more about you. Because on your LinkedIn profile, you can include much more information about your work history than you could on a one-page paper resume. Now, if you click edit content, that's where you'll be able to edit more areas of your resume and experience section. And you can also explore the edit visibility section. You can set your profile as public, private. You can also set your profile so that when you're viewing someone else's profile, you do it in a incognito mode. Now, editing the main parts of your profile is really where you want to spend a lot of time. Now, those main areas are, number one, your headshot. You want to make sure you have a professional image of yourself, preferably with business attire. It'd be nice to have a background that is not distracting. It's very neutral, and have a nice smile if you can, because again, you're selling yourself here. This is your professional profile. You want it to look good. The first impression is your image or your headshot. If you go to Montclair State University, they offer free headshots every year at the career fair, so keep an eye out for that. You can register in advance for those headshots and you get a free professional headshot just like this one here. The next area you want to focus on when creating your profile is your headline area. You can also put your current position or the industry that you work in this area as well. So for example, Alyssa Rose was a graduate student at Montclair University. This was her current position. She was aspiring to be a school counselor. So this headline tells the viewer who's visiting your profile right off the bat where you are, what you're doing, and what you're looking to be doing after. So that's your headline. The next piece of information you want to make sure you update is your location. You can put either the location you live in or the location you would like to work in. So if you live in New Jersey, but maybe you're looking to get a job in New York, feel free to put New York City area. You don't have to limit it to New Jersey. The next area which you want to focus on is your summary section. You want to make sure that you are able to talk a little bit about yourself here in a professional light. So you can use this as an opportunity to showcase your written communication skills, and you can use it to include some impact that maybe you've made over the course of your time, whether in school, in your previous employment positions, and you can talk a little bit about your skills, and you could use it to also showcase maybe some results that you've helped to attain in a given role. Now, the resume and experience section is the meat and potatoes of your profile, because this is kind of like the digital form of your resume, which here on LinkedIn can pretty much be infinite. There's no cap on all the experience you can include, so feel free to delve into it, add as much as possible, and add as much detail as possible. Here's where we begin. These are the main sections you want to make sure you include: education, experience, volunteer experience, skills and endorsements, school clubs and organizations, any specific accomplishments, and any specific interests that you have as far as career paths. So the first part is your education section. And when you go to add a profile section, you'll be able to select education as one of those sections. So the first thing you do is you enter the school that you attended, for example, Montclair State University, the degree that you have attained or maybe are in pursuit of at this time. So let's say a bachelor's degree. What's the field of study? You put the start year, the end year, and if you haven't graduated yet, you could put the expected or anticipated end year as well. You don't necessarily have to put a grade. That's up to you if you would like to do that, your grade point average. You can include any specific activities or societies that might be associated with that education, and you can also put a description. Another neat thing you can include is down at the bottom, you'll see there's an option to upload media. You can upload this media as a link, or you can upload it as a document, a photo, a website, a video, or a presentation slide deck as well. Here's how it will look on your profile when you update your education. You could include your undergrad, your master's, your PhD. You don't necessarily need to include your high school education. If you've already graduated and you're present in college, it's not necessary to include high school. So here's a little more explanation of how to get to those profile sections. You'll go down where it says add profile section right under your name, and then it will open up this box here where you have a couple different selections to add to your profile. You click on the core section, which will open up this other box where you can add education, position, skills, a career break if you need to. So here's adding the education again, and let's jump to the experience section. This is your job experience. So previous experience at part-time jobs, full-time jobs. You can add a summary of what you accomplished during each position. You could add photos and videos again from your work. You could add maybe a website to the company you were working with, or a website that really showcases the work you were doing, or a document, for example. You can even upload a letter of recommendation. Now, think of this description under this job as the bullet points you would include on your paper resume. So this is, again, basically the digital format of your resume. So if you have your resume already locked and loaded, you can transfer that information here onto your LinkedIn profile. The difference here is you can update it over time. So as you continue to advance in your early career or your time as a student, you can continue to update your profile little by little over time, continue to tweak it, refine it, improve it, and make it better and more up to date. So here, adding experience, you would add the title of your position, the type of employment, which might be part-time, full-time, contract, internship, etc. You can include the company that you worked for example, Microsoft, the location in which you worked. Was this a role that you are no longer working in, or are you currently working in this role? You add the start date, the end date, pretty self-explanatory at this point. And you could add your description, the headline, media, etc. Now, if you don't have any related experience yet, maybe you're still a student, haven't had a chance to get out there in the field yet and work many different positions, that's okay. It's not a problem. And here's the reason why. There will be skills that you've developed in some way, shape, or form from some experience, whether it was in school, a volunteer opportunity, or something of the sort, in which those skills are transferable. It may not be a specific job that is in the actual field that you're pursuing or looking to get a job in, but you may have skills from another job or experience that you can transfer over and make relatable. So keep that in mind. Now, volunteer experience is also a great section to make sure you include, because employers love to see that you have volunteer experience for a few reasons. It shows that you're willing to work to make an impact, not just to get paid. It shows that you have some kind of experience, and it shows that you're just someone who is looking to do good in the world. And that is valuable to employers. It shows a level of integrity and honesty. School clubs and organizations is another area you might want to include. When you click on Add Profile section, go down to Additional, and that's where you'll find these sections to add organizations, honors and awards, different languages you might speak, different projects you worked on, etc. So here we go again, adding the organization name, the position you held. What was that organization associated with? It would be associated with one of your entries in your experience section. So when you click that drop-down menu under associated with, you will see options for other entries in your profile. Maybe it would be associated with your time at Montclair State University as a student, or it might be associated with X job that you worked in the past. Now, these would again be entries you already have populated in your profile. Now, getting social. What does that look like on LinkedIn? Think about any other social media platform. It's in the name, social media. It's about being social to a certain extent. So that looks like connecting with other LinkedIn users and perhaps searching for jobs using the LinkedIn platform. So to connect with somebody, think of it as a friend request. You can send someone a connection, they can send you a connection, they can accept or ignore it, you can accept or ignore theirs. Now be selective with those who you accept, because you don't need to add just anyone, because if you don't know them in real life, if they have no connection to you at all, if they seem like a random person who maybe is from another country, for example, maybe they seem like someone who is trying to sell you something or get you to sign up for something, you may not want to add them, and that's okay. You want to make sure you keep this as your professional digital network of people who you may communicate with, may seek to collaborate with, or something along those lines. Now, when you're sending someone a connection, there's an option to send a personal message along with that connection invitation. Now, when you do that, you may be reminding them where you met them, or you may be offering thanks for the experience that you had meeting them, or you might just be saying, hey, I saw that you're in this same field that I'm getting into, and you also go to Montclair State. It would be awesome to connect with you. Would say something along those lines. Now, the job search engine. Up on the top column of the page, you'll see an option that says jobs. When you click on that, it'll take you to the place where you can actually search for different jobs by location and different filters as well, such as experience level, salary level, company name, remote or part-time, for example, many filters. Now, depending on your area of interest in terms of what kind of job you want to work or career you want to have, that'll dictate what you're searching for, right? Now, when you click apply on a job, you'll either be directed to that company's website or it'll open up a separate page within LinkedIn for you to apply straight through LinkedIn. Now, there is also the option to upgrade your LinkedIn account to the premium version, which gives you some more features and functionality when it comes to using LinkedIn as a tool for networking and job search. So you can look into that premium version if you like. Sometimes they offer a free trial and you can redeem it for $0 down for about a month or so, or a couple weeks, so you can look into that. Now we'll jump into the next page and we'll talk about our digital footprint. Now, for those of you who don't know, your digital footprint is a record of your online activity. It shows where you've been on the internet, all the data you've left behind, the websites you've accessed, the comments you've left, the pictures you've reposted or posted yourself. Now, your footprint, your digital footprint, it grows when you share something online or when you visit these websites or apps that track your activity. Now, why is it important to know about your digital footprint? Well, here's a test. A quick Google search could allow employers to have access to your digital footprint. Now, what do you find when you search your name on Google? Now, take a moment now or at the end of this video and search your full name on Google and just see what pops up. It'll likely be maybe your social media site, your social media page, or maybe a personal portfolio that you've already made, or your own website. Just see what comes up. Do your social media accounts show you in a positive light? Are they a good representation of who you are? Do they show a negative side? Do they show comments that you've made that maybe an employer would see them and say, oh, I don't know if I would want to hire this person? So once something is posted or shared online, it could be there forever. So unless you manage your digital footprint, it's always going to be there. This may be an area that you want to look into. So understanding your digital footprint helps you choose and control what you leave online for others to find. So how could your digital footprint work against you? Well, again, negative comments or reviews, lewd pictures, or trolling can harm you and your family's reputation, no matter how long ago those actions took place. So if you have a social media account from many years ago, that content is still there. It could still be seen. It could be accessed unless you manage it, remove it, change it, whatever. Reposting and liking and interacting with unflattering content, for example, whether it's politically speaking, whether it's in a sexual regard. These are things that could work against you. The longer you've been on social media, the more likely you could have forgotten about these kinds of content. Now, employers will likely choose someone with a more positive or professional representation of who they are on LinkedIn, for example, or social media, than someone who seems like they may not be a good fit just based off of what they found about this person online. So again, try Googling your name. Now, ways to optimize your digital footprint. Replace negative digital footprints with positive ones. And you could start by optimizing your LinkedIn profile, your professional profile. Go through your past social media history, remove any unflattering content. Now, through using LinkedIn, this is where you could start to cultivate a positive representation that highlights your professional work experience, your career goals and interests, and building your professional network with other people trying to be successful in whatever chosen path they have. So if you would like to stay connected with us at the ADP Center, please feel free to visit our Instagram profile. We are also collaborating with the Student Success Center at the College for Community Health. You could visit their Instagram profile as well. You can also connect with us on LinkedIn by searching ADP Center at Montclair State or typing in the URL above. And you can connect with the CCHL Career Services LinkedIn profile. If you have any questions or would like to leave feedback on this workshop, please scan this QR code and we'd love to hear your thoughts. Please also feel free to visit adpcenter.org, where you can schedule an appointment with one of our staff members and learn more about our LinkedIn workshops that we offer in person, as well as our other workshops and programming. Or you could send us an email at adpcenter@montclair.edu for a more prompt response to any of your inquiries. So thank you so much for joining us and have a wonderful day and good luck on your journey.